happens?
So let's get it on, I guess. Let's get it on.
Well, I'll bring us on to Facebook, and then I will tell you how many suggestions we have, and then you just pick a number.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll tell you what that corresponds to, and then we just kind of go from there. And whatever, if you want to play it one scene like real time, if you want to jump around to characters, like I'm looking forward to playing with you. So however you want to play it is cool with me.
Okay. Let's see what happens. You know, I'm open and saying yes and to everything. So, you know.
That is perfect. I love it. I love that you're like, let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Yeah.
Pick a number. All right. So pick a number 1 to 33.
And you know, 33 is my numerological, you know, number. Well,
is it really?
Really, yes. So I pick 33 then.
Well, this comes from Monika, who I think you know.
Oh, my friend Monika.
Yes.
And I swear I didn't, you know, look this up. whose suggestion it is. So I completely didn't know about this.
And even if you did, we're gonna take a spin with it, but her suggestion is Joker. Joker. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So we have to understand that in order to achieve our master plan, we mustn't be funny.
The last thing that we need to do is to be funny in any regard whatsoever.
Yes. I kind of like that we're on the same page, that we agree. You know, no one has ever tried this. A comic, funny characters taking the world. No one has ever tried this,
And
so no more stand-up.
No
more comedy, no more scenes. Just we together taking the world by being evil, I guess.
No more funny.
No more laughter.
The world could be ours if we can just be serious.
Vicious.
Evil.
Yes. And the world is on our side.
Yes.
The world seems to be on our side. The nature seems to be on our side. Creating this bug, creating this thing.
Yes. The world is ready for this. The only thing that could stop us is any sort of laughter.
Yes. That's why, I guess our show will be a success,
Of course it'll be a success.
Of course it will be a success.
We have to just maintain our level of intensity, and we'll be
yes.
Anything that deviates from that and becomes humorous will ruin us.
Yeah,
You
me
do.
and you on.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine me and you on stage telling miserable one-liners. And
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Petrov. And this is
ladies
my
and
part.
gentlemen. And you may think that this is the laughter. No,
It is not.
It was not a laughter. No. And my name is Joey Les Pete's.
You know, Joey, the other day I saw my wife.
Oh, and she was still alive?
She was still alive, and she said to me, "Why don't you take out the garbage?" And you know what I did?
No.
I took out the garbage.
Ooh. Ooh, boo, boo, boo. And you know what I did yesterday?
What's that, Joey? What did you do yesterday?
You know, I woke up and I woke up with this, marvelous, happy thought. And I was scared. And I immediately turned on TV, news channel. And finally, I was fine.
Very relatable.
Yeah.
Hey, knock, knock.
Hey. Death. Welcome. You want to join me?
If the door's open, I would love to.
Of course. You know, death's door is always open for new souls.
Mm.
Man, I'm quite excited.
That was
No!
That was a rush.
Yeah, that was awesome,
They were
people
just
crying, people like moaning. Oh!
gnashing of the teeth.
Yes, but am I allowed to be excited? No.
Are you laughing? Joey, are you laughing? Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh. Listen. We have something big coming up. We have to test ourselves. I will say some things. Do not laugh. Whatever you do.
Okay, hit me.
Don't laugh. There was a head floating down the river, and it was singing, "I ain't got nobody." Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh. Hey, 185 bananas walk into a bar. The bartender says, "We're closed," so the bananas split. Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh.
Death, suffering, death, suffering, death, suffering, death, suffering.
Laugh.
Oh.
Hey, how do you make a car top? You tap on the brake, stupid. Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh. Don't you laugh. We have one. Our plan is ruined. Try me. I'm going to try not to laugh. Oh, God, I'm going to try not to laugh. Tell me a joke. You tell me a joke, Joey. I'm going to try not to laugh. Tell me a joke.
Okay, I'll try. you know, there were 3 tomatoes
No.
crossing the street. You know, a father, you know, and his 2 tomato children,
No.
and one, you know, and it was a busy street, you
They
know,
are
and one was, you know, like, you know, very behind, you know, the first 2, and a car ran this tomato, and, you know, the father looks back and says, "Hey, ketchup, don't you laugh."
Can't help it. Oh my God, it's how you say it. It's so funny.
Ketchup, you know, ketchup.
I can't do it. I can't. You're so funny. You're too funny. I can't do it, Joey. I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry. It's how you say it. It's very funny. I can't. I can't.
I can't do it either, you know. Oh my God, what have we done? We've ruined this.
I guess we're
You
just
know?
we're meant to laugh. We're just meant to laugh.
You know,
Yeah.
when you said that right now,
Yeah.
you know, I felt like 3 tons of stuff was released from my back.
Lifted.
Like, you know, this giant balloon of negative thoughts
Gone.
Like, wow. So maybe you need to go to your dark side.
Yeah.
Experience it. Touch it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it too.
Yeah.
So experience your lighter side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scene. Oh my goodness. That was, oh my God, so fun. Trying not to
That was fun. That was fun. That was so funny. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Like there is a fun, I mean, if you build tension into a scene, it becomes so much funnier.
Yeah.
There's this television program. It was a sitcom back in like the 70s called The Mary Tyler Moore Show. And it was about this woman who worked at a television news station. And one of the funniest things I've ever seen is a local like celebrity clown passed away, and all the guys she was working with were making fun of it. And she's like, "We're going to the funeral. You got to get these jokes out now. You can't disrespect him at the funeral." And they're like, "We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine." And then they get to the funeral and the priest starts giving the eulogy and talking about the clown. And then she starts laughing, and she's trying not to laugh, and she just keeps laughing, and like it comes out in spurts, and it's the funniest thing because of all that tension. And the tension of the scene, I think, is where it's at.
Yeah. I totally agree. You know, building attention, and then also, you know, embracing, you know, strong characters.
Yeah.
Right. With yes, who have, you know, some you know, distinctive, you know, rich point of view, you know, and you know, and become one, and this is, you know, great to play and build on that.
Isn't it fun just to like have that freedom to like just play those characters? It also works because you could always blame choices on characters where it's like, I didn't make that choice. That was a character choice.
Yeah, sure.
How did you get started in improv? How did you get into it? Like, how'd you take your first class?
Well, it was back in 2010. Wow, 11 years ago. An improv teacher at that time in Warsaw, because at that time, it was all totally new in Warsaw. So there was a guy who started to organize Saturday workshops, like 2 hours Saturday workshops on improv, and he invited me to such a class, and I read a description of this class and thought, wow, this might be so much fun. It was immediately so interesting for me and so intriguing as well. Then I signed up. I went to this first class, and I fell in love with this experience. Because this is for me much more than even an art form. This is and soon later it really became a sort of way of life. Because that's why I love it so much to be an improv teacher, right, or trainer, because I know how much it can change your mindset, your attitude to life, and open so many possibilities in your life and in yourself, because it's a journey inside of you as well. So 11 years ago, first class, and then another class, and then the first like 5 stages improv course, during which our Warsaw group met and was formed. So a lot of memories, and then many other courses, festivals, in Barcelona when we met.
That's where we met.
The Chicago, IO Annoyance.
Where improv is now in Poland versus where you started, like when you started, the difference now, it's got to be because you were like, you saw that change.
Yeah. The difference is huge.
Yeah.
The difference is huge because back then, nobody heard about improv in Poland, or even in Warsaw. Some individuals, right? They were just starting, to do this, really, right? And now, there are many groups in Poland, especially in big cities. In some big cities, there are also comedy clubs or comedy improv clubs, right? So the difference is huge, and it has flourished tremendously, for the last 10 years.
When you first started, if it was as popular as it is now and you started, do you think that would have changed your journey? Do you think you would have still embraced it to that extent? Or was there a part of you that when it was starting, it was like, oh, it's kind of this like secret, not too many people know about it situation?
Well, it's an interesting question. I guess part of the fun and excitement was also that it was totally new, right? And that's we were together discovering all of this, right? And then Yeah. I guess this was part of the fun of the excitement. But I guess starting now, I would also fall in love with this. I'm sure.
I I think for me, I there was this fun attraction of when I started of it was similar to your journey where it was like nobody really has heard of this thing. What is
Yeah.
this? What is this thing? Okay, this sounds fun. I did stuff like this as a kid. Okay. And there was no like career path. So honestly, being somewhat lazy, I was like, that appeals to me that it's not that it's leading somewhere. Now it's a career, but back then it was like if it was this career path, I wonder if I would have jumped in as much as I did then, knowing that it could go somewhere. The fact that it didn't go anywhere was very attractive early on. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is something that we aren't really even doing it for an audience. We're just kind of sitting around a room playing, and that's super fun for me. And there was no like, oh, I want to get on a team or I want to travel. Whereas now it's like, oh my goodness, it's global, which is
Yeah.
amazing in its own right.
Yeah. And back then you could even sort of invent your career,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because right now you enter this world, and you have improv actors, you have improv teachers, improv coaches,
Yes.
and all kinds of stuff. So uh, uh, I imagine that sometimes it can be even more intimidating, right, for
Right.
newcomers,
Oh my
right?
God.
Because whoa,
Yes. I I keep
and
talking about like when I would work at an improv theater, and then it's like there are teams, and then like there became a competition for the teams. And I would think like, man, if I had started now, would I don't know if I would have made a team, if I would have wanted to, if that would have discouraged me because there's so much of it happening. So I don't know if I would have had the same experience as I did when there wasn't all of that, when there weren't like you're going to a team or a festival. I mean, there I remember the first time that I heard about an improv festival was like, wait, why is there a festival? And now it's happening all over the place. But I think
yeah,
back then there was the sense of no competition as much. So I did enjoy that.
yeah. And then also when competition probably starts to appear, right? It's sometimes it's kind of I know it's kind of sad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know that that it's kind of natural, for
Right.
human beings. But
Right.
on the other hand, this what we do, this art form is so much, built on approval,
Yes.
on being together,
Together.
on sharing ideas and supporting each other. That
Yes.
the idea of competition is is,
So,
is 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 sometimes sad, but
yeah.
on the other hand, I understand, because more and more people are living out of it, right?
Right, right, right.
So at some point there has to be some parts, in their minds. Okay, there is just one piece of cake, and I want this piece of cake for myself, and I want more of it for myself, and
Yes.
there are a bunch of other people wanting to taste this as
Yep.
well. So
And
but
it's like, oh, there's only like when you were dealing with a theater, there were a limited amount of performing slots. They only
yeah,
did shows a certain amount of times a week. And when you get an influx of people, there's a limited, it's supply and demand. And now
yeah,
with virtual, there is no supply. You can do it as much as you want, whenever you want. And like it's
true.
open it back up to like the joy to me of let's all whoever shows up, let's
Yep.
let's play. Like there's no like gatekeeper anymore, which is is refreshing for me personally. Now I've had the luxury and the privilege of being able to perform a bunch, so I don't as much. That's not as much of a incentive for me. Is like I want to get on a team or I want to perform a certain night. So I'm lucky enough to have gone through that. But the fact that you and I can figure out a time to get together and connect and still improvise when we're at different parts of the world is tremendous to me. It's very
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah. This is wonderful thing that we can do it, right? And
Yeah.
that, technology allows us to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you teaching a lot virtually or performing a lot virtually?
Yes, sometimes I teach virtually, right, via Zoom, and we've been performing with our group since March last year,
Right.
online. So that's good that we started doing this, and
Yeah.
and we've been doing it for a year right now, right? Although I personally miss the real stage,
Yeah.
the real connection with people so much. But I'm also thankful that we can do this via Zoom and virtually, right?
And it's not, they're not mutually exclusive. It's like
Yeah,
absolutely we got into it. We didn't enter the Zoom training when we started improvising. We entered it, there was a room and you met with people and you got in front
yeah,
of them. Like that's how we entered. But like to be then also say, well, yeah, I missed that. The only option I have right now is this if I want to improvise. So it's either this or nothing right now. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm okay too with people who don't want to do it virtually. I've asked friends to play before who are just like, I don't want to do the virtual thing. And it's like, that's cool. I've also had friends say that early on who now say,
yeah.
oh my God, I want to do it because I haven't improvised in so long. But like I think you can miss it, embrace this for what it is, and then when things open
Sure.
up again,
Yeah,
if that strikes you, yeah, go back and do it. It'll happen again. It's just we don't know when.
yeah, yeah. And what's tremendous and funny, and it sometimes blows my mind, that sometimes I meet new people
Yeah.
in improv, and
Yes.
they were introduced to
It's
improv
virtual,
only through
right?
through through this.
They've
They,
never done a stage that's been virtual.
they've never done stage. They've
Right.
never done this, in front of people. They, they, they only try this, via
Yeah.
Zoom or some other thing.
I
So that's crazy.
it's like it's similar. Yeah, I can't believe it where it's like, wow, people go, I've been doing it a little less than a year. It's like, oh, you've never done it on a stage. You've never done it in a room full of people. You don't know that response of laughter or applause, but also you also don't feel that desperation maybe where it's like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm not getting the response. And my kids are I have one in kindergarten and one in second grade. And I keep comparing their schooling experience to mine. And I'm like, well, they don't know that this isn't supposed to be this way. They just, to
yeah,
them, at those ages, you go into virtual school. Like they don't know that this is very
yeah,
unique. So for them, that's their experience. And they're seeming to be thriving and doing well. And I think about the people who can't get out of their house. This is
yeah.
the viable option for them, or who don't want to go out of their house, or who don't have a theater nearby. It's like,
Sure,
and,
sure.
and like, where else could I take a class from you unless I'm in your city or you're in my city? Well, now I can take a class from you virtually. So in one way, it's like, yeah, I can't wait to, having that option of being live is great. In another way, it's like, wow, this has opened up doors that we could have used before, but never had that reason to, and now we do.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Where, if people want to follow you, connect with you, see some classes or shows you're doing, what's the best way they can do it?
Me on Facebook, for instance, and I have my sort of improv professional company, the fan page Barański Improv.
Yep.
Whoever wants, you can follow that, and our theater in Poland is Bez Klepki. So we have a fan page as well, a Facebook fan page. So yeah, and I hope to see you soon and in person. That would be lovely.
My friend, I can't thank you enough. It's been too long. It's been so great. And whether it is in person, whether it's virtual, I just can't wait to play with you again. Thank you so much.
We can do it virtually as well. It was so much fun, and thank you, big thank you for invitation. So because it was a great privilege and fun for me to perform with you.
Me also, my friend. Let's talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.